Hello, friends, and welcome to Beating Business Bullies, a place where we find empowerment to make financial decisions with confidence and bravery. Today's an exciting day. We brought in Keelin Siobhan Clark from Confident on Camera, which we're really excited about with what's going on in the world place right now. We have a lot of people who are going online, creating content by the masses. We have 3 out of every 4 individuals in America who are on shelter in or some sort of quarantining, and they are looking or they are creating content online. And I thought it'd be great to bring you in and discuss kind of what you're doing, what your program is all about, and kind of what are some of the specifics of your background that has enabled you to present that and put this together. So, what can we expect from Confident on Camera? What's it bringing to the table?
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you, Darren, for having me on your show. I really appreciate it. It is an honor. And thank you to your audience for listening and tuning in. So I am an empowerment coach, and my program that I'm offering is called Confident on Camera because I see such an amazing opportunity for people to really utilize and leverage the video space right now, whether that is going live on Facebook or making YouTube channels or working on Instagram and LinkedIn, all of those social media platforms, it's all about video right now. And it's really, there's a possibility and an opportunity for people to start monetizing on their videos. And I believe that everyone has a story or a product or a skill that they can share with the world. And I also believe people really deserve to be paid for those skills, stories, and services.
Gotcha. So not just from an entertainment standpoint of creating content to be entertaining, but actually monetizing that, as so many Americans are losing their jobs today, really finding an alternate source of income. And if that can be done by going online social media or online content with YouTube, that's a simple way to get back on your feet. The technology is there. It's really easy. A simplistic man like I can jump online and create a video, whether it be a Facebook Live or an Instagram post, or there's millions of platforms. So tell me more about monetizing. What are some of your clients, or what are some of the people how are they monetizing this?
Yeah, so before I get into that, because I'll get into the specifics of the different skills, but I just want to say that, I'm a stand, and I love your podcast because you're really breaking down a lot of business things that kind of should be second nature. And I know for me, they haven't been. So thank you for that knowledge. And when I talk about wanting to monetize people's videos, well, it's really your skills or your story, and it's you. I'm just using video, the mechanic, the tool.
Video is the enabler or the platform where you digest whatever I'm providing.
Right. And, I'm a stand for the monetization because we're going to learn more and be more dedicated when we're paying for it. So, I get free stuff all the time, right? I get free offers, but if I'm really enrolled into something and have really taken the steps to see the value of it, I'm going to put more effort into it. So when someone actually puts cash down to learn some Kung Fu, let's say, because one of my friends is doing a Kung Fu series, people are statistically going to be more involved. Now, does that mean people aren't going to learn based on free ship? Of course not. But
there's also another level of expectation. If I pay for something, it's got to be better than free for the most part. And so not only am I going to be hopeful that it's better, but it's also, like you said, I'm more committed to it because I just paid $100 or $500 a month or whatever it might be to gain access to it. I'm going to be more serious about it if I've got skin in the game.
Right, exactly. And when we do that, when we play that, when we go into that sort of mindset, as opposed to a scarcity, I can't afford this, into I'm going to invest in myself and my future by paying for these videos on skills or whatnot, then it's psychologically you're more apt to absorb the information being provided to you. So with that said, to go back to your other question, some of my clients that I'm working with One is a Kung Fu master. She's amazing. And she is also a survivor of domestic abuse. So not only does she have this skill, but she has a really, really strong stand and want to be able to serve her community in a way. Because right now, she actually brought this to light for me. Like we're at home, and luckily we have a really beautiful home situation, but there are families out there who don't. There's abusive, there's addiction, there's all kinds of things that maybe aren't as easy to deal with. So how great is it to give someone the empowerment to protect themselves just through videos?
Yeah. So she's doing online classes, Kung Fu classes for anyone to join, learn the skill without having to leaving the house, which is amazing right now. So instead of posting up for 30 minutes of Seinfeld or Friends, post up for some Kung Fu lessons.
Yeah, definitely. And
Absolutely.
another one of my clients is going to be teaching laughing yoga. I'd never heard of that. I'm like, oh my God, the world really needs to know this, right? So, it could be cooking, it could be crocheting. And this is why I created this program. And I was actually working on this 5-week intensive, which starts Monday. I was working on it. I think I started in January because I've been seeing this. I've been seeing really a want and a need for people to be confident on the video, right? To be able to land your message, because people are now starting to kind of push record, which is amazing. That's usually my intention, just to get clients to first
see way more people on. Yep.
But now I don't want people to get lost in the shuffle. Like my friend who has got the Kung Fu, and she's got so much to offer women who are still in situations or recovering from domestic violence, right? So how can I be personally a stand as a coach to empower other people to get their skills in a really beautiful package to be able to share that with the world right now? Because the world's watching.
So what's yes, the world is watching. What's some of the background you have that has helped you with this? What is your background that's presented this?
Yeah, so I grew up in Vermont on a dirt road, and I grew up watching movies. And at like 8, I think I wanted to be a movie star. So I've studied acting and theater and entertainment in general for most of my life. I moved to LA when I was 28. I decided I'd retire from winter from the East Coast and move to Los Angeles. I always wanted to live there. And I just have used all of my creativity, into it's more of an entertainment kind of space. And at the same time, I worked in the corporate world for 20 years. So I also have all the business sense of it. So blending those two together and be able to providing this service is just is just really awesome.
Awesome. Yes, very awesome. So from, we'll get in a little bit later about the 5-week challenge and some of the programs you put together, but when you sit down with somebody and as a client, like what are some of the first few things that you do that to help someone with their confidence on camera? What do you look for when you're seeing somebody? What do they show when they don't have confidence on camera?
Well, first, just by pushing record, everyone has confidence. Like that is just like, you've already kind of jumped off the cliff. And when I'm starting to work with clients, I actually audit their backgrounds. So, with yours, I would audit, what kind of look and feel are you going for? And the confidence really comes from practice and comes from tapping into what it is you really care about and what you really want. Right? Like you were powerful and love talking about sales and business because like that's been your life. And if we start talking about mountain biking, you're just gonna not even remember that the camera's on and just be able to flow into it because that's your zone of genius. Right? So I tap into individual zone of geniuses. Like I said, Kung Fu, laughing yoga, could be cooking, crocheting. It could be coaching. I have a wide variety of clients. So a rainbow, if you will.
Yes.
So we start there and I just listen to what they want, like some of my clients don't necessarily need monetary gain right now. They're good, but they have a really compelling, beautiful story that they know will help society. And I am such a stand for that as well.
So the confidence, not only for the individual, but also for the viewership to have confidence in what you're saying. So it's not just your confidence in your ability, your background, but what you're presenting, how you're presenting it is going to give confidence in your audience that what they're watching is someone that is respectable, or you just have more confidence in them and you'll listen to them. I mean,
yeah, because if you have a story or a product or a service and you're on social media, we want to be social. We need to be connected, right? And we get to be social. So, I want to, the people that I follow, I trust through whatever they're doing. I might not have ever met them. Like, I trust Oprah because of her ways of being and how she shows up in different spotlights, right? So the confidence really comes from diving into exactly what you're a stand for, and then being able to present that on video, on film. I still call it film. And the energy, this is going to sound kind of hippy dippy, but whatever. The energy of that confidence is literally contagious and can spill out into the airwaves. That's one of the other reasons I'm such a stand for video.
So the visualization, the background, the backdrop is part of it, but if you're working with me, it's my being, it's what my story is, making sure that I'm focused on that, and that's where I'm grounded in. So when I'm presenting, where I'm discussing it with the outside world, I'm presenting it confidently and clearly, and it's not something that's a mechanical piece. It's just the being, it's who I am, and that's great. You tap into that and explore and get people to push more of that out and to accentuate more of that. And the aesthetics just makes it easier to, I guess, digest. But when the person is being their true self, their authentic self, it's going to present it, and then people are going to want to see it and want to be more part of it.
Yeah, and
so,
the mechanics.
Where can we? Sorry.
Go ahead. I just want to say one more thing before we move on. Sorry.
Yes.
But the mechanics and the setting and the wardrobe and the lighting, those all matter as well. We just think they matter first, and they don't. And as you said, they accentuate everything. So today I picked this sweater because I really love this sweater. It's soft. I like how I feel in it. And if I'm wearing something that I'm not comfortable in, it's going to show up, whether I say that or not. So in the 5 week, I'm bringing in guests to talk about all of those different elements, the lighting, the setup, and we're also talking about the confident part and starting to dig in. I mean, in 5 weeks, it's going to be intensive, right? So there's only so much we can do. And my goal is, if they want to monetize videos, they get to have a library at the end of the 5 weeks that they've created out of learning all of these little pieces.
So where can we find you? Where's it at? Where's Confident on Camera reside? How do I sign up? What do I do? What's the program?
You can go to my website. It's KeelinSiobhan.com. And I think you can probably post this in your podcast, but it's KeelinSiobhan.com, and it's the Confident on Camera. So you guys can find that there. It does start on Monday. I don't know if I'm going to do another one or not.
Wow. Okay. What's the 5 week challenge? You talked a little bit about it, but what could someone expect from a 5 week challenge?
So what we're doing on the other side is you get to walk away with, again, having a clear idea of what your skill is, what your passion is, because that's really what this is all about right now. Is we're supposed to slow down, we're supposed to go home, get intimate with where we are, who we are, for the non-essential workers. The essential workers are going to be able to have their time as well. And by the way, thank you to everyone on the front lines, because you guys are amazing. So anyone who's entering into the 5 week, you're going to have a library, a little, video library that you can decide what you want to do with it. And we're going to talk about content. We're going to talk about monetization and growing your audiences all during this. So you're going to be even more confident. You're going to be a lot clearer on your messaging, and a little video library that you can move forward with.
So the visualization and the backdrop and all that is really just a tiny piece of what you actually dive into. Is that like 10% of what you do? 50% of what you do is kind of the visualization? Or
I'd say it's honestly 25%, 25 to 40%, because because when it scales and it flows. And the way that I set up this program is for people who really don't know what to do, don't know what kind of equipment to buy, things like that. And in order to make the videos at this level, you don't need a lot. You just need a big heart, man. You just need some gumption and a big heart. And, you know, there's so many things like, you know, lighting you can find around your house, background, your favorite wardrobe, like all of that stuff. And we go over that to figure out how best to decide. But I think a lot of times people want to make videos, but they think they need to have all this fancy equipment. And honestly, I did that. You know, I have like 2 selfie sticks that I never use. I've got big lights, and honestly, like the things around our houses are fine. You can use that to get started. And what's great is that once you get more confident, you get your story and you get your audience growing and you can monetize your skills, then you can hire the photographer and the videographer. And when you hire them, and you're going to be more confident. How many times, like have you ever hired a photographer and you're like, oh God, I don't look good in that picture, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But we get to do the work here in order to get you to have really valuable experience there. Awesome. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it totally makes sense. Absolutely. Cool. Well, I thank you for your time. I appreciate it. And I love what you're doing out there, because we need to clean it up. Got people out there doing bad backdrops, bad hair, no messaging. You get to clean it up, get people confident on camera, and we appreciate it. So have an amazing afternoon. And feedback, please send me feedback, all that for Beating Business Bullies. And with that, I will say good night.
Thank you, Darren. Bye, guys.
Thank you, Keelin. Bye.